Going on, everyone? This is Stefan. I'm here representing the Evergreens of Villa Rica, and this is only episode 2, and I have amazing news. If you watch episode 1, you'll know exactly what's coming, because I told you that when my wife she's relentless. She is determined. She is relentless. So we are in contract with a property in Villa Rica, Georgia. So the Evergreens of Villa Rica is now one step closer to becoming a reality. So what have I read into so far? So first, let me tell you about the property. So this property is 23 acres. So it's more than we had anticipated, because initially we were thinking like somewhere between 7 and 10 acres at the most. 23 acres is a lot. It's been vacant for about 18 months. The last family living there kind of had a bed and breakfast type situation. They had the home set up, but they also had like 2 small cottages that we haven't seen a house. So, that's another thing. So we're in contract, but we haven't seen. They've already gone out, they've looked at the property, and we've had extensive conversations with these ladies, and we asked them if it was priced correctly, and they said yes. They said, well, even though we're making a lower offer, and the reason we feel we could make a lower offer is, number one, 23 acres is a lot. It might be the perfect thing for some people. It is for us, but most people are not looking to have to deal with that maintenance. There's a reason it's been sitting for a little bit. So it's perfect for us, but the owner doesn't know that. Also, the owner is not attached to it because some investor came in and bought it. So you're dealing with someone who has no emotional attachment to it. So if the price is right and they can make their money, they'll accept the offer. So we kind of came in at something reasonable at our realtor's suggestion. They accepted. It took them a day, but the next day they came back and they accepted our offer. So you would think, oh, well, that's it. Let me tell you what's not it. It's not like you could just say, hey, I bought a property. It's in a rural part of town. It's zoned residential / agricultural, and I could do whatever the I want. No, you cannot. There are zoning restrictions and zoning laws you have to abide by. And if you do not, you're gonna have hell to pay, because you can very well be in business and not get caught and be going strong and they take you down. And I don't mean they take you down a peg or 2, they shut you down. And now you have all these people's deposits, and that's the easy part. Returning the money is the easy part. You've ruined their day, right? I mean, say you're reaching out to someone who's got a wedding in 2 months and you're like, sorry, here's your deposit back. They shut us down. What you want me to do? You've done a horrible thing. And not only that, how are you going to recuperate from that? How do you bounce back? Let's say you finally go and do all of your paperwork and you become legit and you're doing this the right way. How do you come back with that reputation, right? It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really, really tough. So we want to do things the right way. So we found out that the place is currently zoned. The house itself, it's not zoned commercial. You can't just show up and say, hey, wedding venue, school, subdivision, laundromat. No, you can't. But currently the place is zoned residential, agricultural. So the first thing you want to do, you want to start doing research and kind of look to see how you go about rezoning it, whether or not rezoning is necessary for what you want to do. You might have to get a special use permit. That's something you might have to look into based on your jurisdiction, based on your town, your county, etc. That would allow you to do business for a while. In our case, up to 10 years before we have to take the next step. But you're not guaranteed anything. The scary part is neither myself or my wife want to live on 23 acres just for the hell of it. We want to make this work. We want to realize our dream. We'd be sitting there looking to sell this property real quick if we could not accomplish our dream. So you roll the dice, right? Do you sit around and say, well, let me work on rezoning first. Let me work on getting the special permits, special use permit. Let me work on all this other stuff, which is impossible because you don't own the place, right? You can't go down to City Hall and talk to all these people and on a property you don't own. You need to own it before you can apply for anything. So first thing you need to do is purchase it. And you kind of roll the dice and say, I'm going to purchase this thing, hoping that I get a yes. Has someone else ruined it for you? Who are the people who sit on this committee and this board that you're going to meet with? Neighbors have the right to chime in, which is crazy. Imagine spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, in some cases, depending on where you are, a couple $1,000,000, and gym from 2 miles away gets to chime in on what you can do on that property. But that's the reality, because what you do on that property can affect Jim. It has an impact on his life. But you have to be prepared to state your case. Now, I'll tell you this much, but this would have been my case. I'd show up, I'd sit down, and I would sell my dream to these folks, and I would explain to them why this matters. I would just leave it up to their humanity and their compassion to help me realize this dream. And I would fail miserably. The reality is you have to be prepared. You have to understand the city. You have to know what's allowed, what's not allowed. And then how we bring more business to the town actually helps everyone, including that gas station up the street, that one car every other hour. We can help certain restaurants. We can help with lodging. We can help this little hotel that's sitting there and no one ever comes to. And you need to do it the right way. So you might want to involve an architect and someone who's going to design even parking. Like, where are these people going to park? You have to think about the road leading up to your venue. Now, on a private road, onto my property, it's whatever. I can have it gravel, I can have it narrow, I can have it any way I want. But if you have to have an ambulance or a fire truck and they can't get there, can you understand the liability? Right now, we want to make it wide enough for 2 cars without losing the charm of the small woodsy trail that leads to the property. We want it to be all whimsical. So when you get to the actual special events venue, it's a nice reveal. But we still have to consider the fact that there are going to be commercial vehicles, food delivery, etc., vendors that need to access that, and they don't need to be on a gravel roller coaster trying to navigate through trees. So how do you balance that? You have to be able to show it before any reconsideration for rezoning can be done. So what Zola and I started doing, we found a channel. Check this out. I can't believe that the information is there and is free, and someone's taking the time. So kudos to these folks for putting that channel together, because that's all we've been doing. We've also have been reading together a book, and there it is. This book is gonna tell you it's like the textbook for what you're trying to do, is how to turn your rural home into a wedding venue. Now, our special events venues, again, is so much more than weddings. From listening to this book and listening to these interviews, I'm telling you, we were destined to fail. How do we not check out these outlets? I feel like we're so far along, and it's only been a couple of weeks. We're in contract. We pulled the trigger. It's pretty amazing. So again, follow our journey. We can't wait to show you more. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest at the Evergreens at Villa Rica, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can be notified when the next episode comes on. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. We love you.